Hello, I'm Matthew Way here. In this video, I'll be reviewing and analyzing the movie called Catch That Kid that came out in 2004, which is currently on Disney Plus, and originally done by 20th Century Fox. I'll go over several topics and point out several Easter eggs in this movie, which I think are relevant today. I will also want to thank you for helping me reach 500 subscribers on this channel, and still need more help to get to 1,000 subscribers. Now on with the review. The movie starts off with Maddie, played by Kristen Stewart, who has done the Twilight movies, climbing the water tower in her town. She is using the gear you expect her to use. She uses it and she gets a call from her mom and she falls because of losing her concentration. Fortunately, the gear helps her from getting seriously hurt. Her mom asks her to pick up her brother Max from daycare. She tells her mother, what a surprise. Her mother is played by Jennifer Bills, who has ironically been in the Book of Boba Fett, which I actually reviewed on this channel, which please check those reviews out and you'll find that they're very good and worthy to watch, and tells her it will not be long just to have to deal with a meeting. The meeting is with the man who runs the bank, and he tells her mother, whose name is Molly Phillips, and Mr. Hartman, who's her boss, other security guard, and her friend. The man who runs the bank is a piece of work. He tells them that he has been disappointed and that the security system should have been online. Melon tells him that he needs more working time because the building is old and is not that easy to put it in there, as you will see when you watch this movie. The viewer gets to the go-kart track and meets up with Gus and Austin. Gus is good with his hands, but Austin is the computer geek and would like to be a director. Gus is played by Max Farrow, and Austin is played by Corbin Bleu, who was in the High School Musical movies and actually in one of the first episodes of Hannah Montana, which both of those ironically you can watch on Disney Plus. Gus, his brother, wants to kill Gus because Gus cost him the race, and Maddie says, why don't you pick on someone your own size? Austin says to Maddie when Gus's brother still wants to go after Gus, so immature, right? Maddie asks Gus and Alex if they want to come to her house for a cookout. They say yes because they have a crush on her. The viewer gets to the house and Gus and Austin are talking to Maddie's dad and her dad, whose name is Tom. Tom was a climber and Maddie wants to be so much like her father, Tom Phillips. She loves climbing as it's hardwired in her brain. Believe me, I can understand that, as writing and making videos is hardwired in me as well as running on the greenway. I love those things. I love doing yoga as it is peaceful and it makes sense to me. Gus and Austin are asking about girls, but Tom thinks he's the wrong person to ask about. Tom thinks they should ask Maddie about girls, but both Gus and Austin cover his mouth. When Gus isn't looking, he puts his hand on the hot grill and gets a burn. Tom thinks quickly from his climbing days and he pours beer on Gus's burn. A trick he learned from his climbing days. Believe me, we all can get burned and not realize where we are. There's one time I slammed my hand in the door and I didn't realize where I was, so things like that can happen. The viewer later gets to Tom and Molly dancing, and Tom suddenly falls to the floor. He tells Molly he cannot feel his legs. This is an injury due to his climbing days. The doctor later tells them in the hospital that the surgery needed to help him will cost $250,000, $250,000. To be honest, most people are not walking with that amount of money in their pockets or bank accounts. Believe me, I do not have the money in that amount in my accounts. Maddie is feeling sad and her mother is feeling at a loss of words. This shows how crazy the price of healthcare even got back in 2004. There is this political debate, should the USA have national healthcare or not? If the USA had national healthcare, people would be healthier and more productive. Just look at COVID-19 and how it has ravaged the country and the economy. It has not been good. USA leads in cases and deaths, and it only has 4% of the world's population. If the president at the time COVID-19 hit realized it needed to be dealt with once it hit, it would have not ravaged his misery and death as it has. You think I am getting off topic, but I am not. This relates to if the USA had the mindset that if people are healthier, you will get more productive workers and a better society overall because people will be happier. Maddie later with Gus and Austin decide to rob the bank to steal $250,000 to help her father. They figured his only way, as Maddie's mother could not get along to help her husband and Maddie's mother not being able to pay the hospital bills. It means Tom, her father, will remain paralyzed unless he can get this surgery. They go through the plan they need to use. Maddie must climb 100 feet to get up to the vault. Gus and Austin think it is a bad idea, but Maddie says she will do it. She knows her dad needs it. This reminds me of Ant-Man, where Hank Pym, Scott Lang, and Hope Van Dyne must use the heist to stop Yellow Jacket. In that movie, Yellow Jacket is insane and wants to sell Hank's technology to Hydra. It was the only way they can stop him. The viewer gets to the bank heist, and the viewer sees a security guard watching The Simpsons. The Simpsons is a show that is 30 plus years old. It came out in the late 1980s and is still on. They must go through a lot of stuff before they get the money. It's not to spoil the ending, it gets the viewer to the climax of the movie. I give this movie a 10 out of 10 rating. The movie was well done, and it did an excellent job of letting the viewer know how crazy it is to pay for surgeries that are necessary. It had heartwarming moments, and it shows us that people are good and will step up even with kids doing what they think is right. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share my channel. Please hit the notification bell to be notified of any videos that come on the channel at the bottom of this video. Please let me know what books, movies, and TV shows you'd like to review next in the comment section below. Please share this video with your friends, family, so my channel can grow. Thank you and have a wonderful day.